Good morning, guys. Like you shouldn't be on this. That is the portable one that I was just using. I didn't really want y'all to see me while I'm reading the Bible. I didn't want to be a distraction, if you all know what I mean. I wanted to I wanted it to be, anonymous. Delia, how are you doing, my love? How are you, my sweetheart? Good to see you, Andrea. Good to see you. I'm going to head on into the background. I'm gonna head off into the background and put a little bit of music, a little bit of love on. Okay, so good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is the 27th of August of 2023. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. I am up and been up, gotten a few things done, did my little walk. And now here I am, ready to read the Bible with us, for us, and to us. Now, for those of you who are just coming into the live, I want to say welcome. Thank you all so much. For those of you who are just discovering my channel, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for your support. I sincerely appreciate every single second that somebody comes into my channel and looks at something here. I want to say thank you so much for coming. I sincerely appreciate it because you didn't have to come, you didn't have to stop, but you did. And so I appreciate you sincerely. Now, this morning, we are going, excuse me, we are going to be continuing the reading actually of the book of Psalm. We started the book of Psalm a few days ago, and I must tell you that the comfort that the book of Psalm provides it's really refreshing, and I am enjoying it, and I hope you rest of you are enjoying it as well. For those of you who don't know what we are doing here, this is this is our quest to read the Bible from beginning to end. We want to be aware of what is in the Bible rather than be told what is in the Bible. And so we have taken on this challenge to read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation so that we can connect the dots, connect the relations, connect the actions in the Bible of different people, and it gives us a better understanding. Because I'm going to be honest with you people, growing up in the church and reading the Bible and having the Bible read to me, I never got the full understanding. Not that I have the full understanding now, but I really do feel like, having read the Bible from Genesis onward, I have been able to connect the dots even better, because I wasn't able to connect the dots before. You're calling me? I'm on live. What's up? Yep. Talk to me later. Okay, where my son called me this early in the morning. But anyway, Sister Desiree is in the house. Welcome. Jamaica Farmers Hut is in the house. How are you doing, Jamaica Farmers Hut? How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you, Sister Desiree. And I know Andrea and Delia are here as well. So as I was saying about the Bible, I have been able to understand the Bible better. It's like picking up a novel and you only read one chapter of the novel. You have absolutely no clue what the rest of the novel is talking about. And whatever information you saw in that single chapter that you read, you might be like, what are they talking about? You don't know, because whatever they referenced in that chapter may have been referenced earlier, and now they're giving giving an extra clarification about it, and you are like, oh, what are they talking about? You don't know. So I think it is imperative. You don't have to agree with me, but I think it is imperative that everybody who calls themselves a Christian and claim to follow the Bible need to have read the Bible for themselves at least once in their lifetime. Because I did not understand the kingdom of David. I didn't understand it. I just heard that, oh, David was a great king. Oh, Solomon was a great king. But I wasn't able to make the connection. Now, after having read it for myself, I can make the connections between David, Solomon, and all the other leaders of Judah coming down. And I can understand when they say they're praying for their enemies. I realize that it is the other people around them, the Arabians, the Tegucites and Pergasites, and all of those other people who lived around them. Those are the people they call their enemy. And I can understand now why they call them their enemy. But I don't think that's how it was laid out to me growing up and being in the church and having the Bible read to me. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I have done myself a great service for having read the Bible for myself. And I'm glad that you all have stuck around with me in this reading so that we can read it and try to understand it on our own. So if somebody comes to us with something, we can either have a strong rebuttal or we can have a strong argument for whatever it is they are coming to us with. And so this morning we are going to continue the reading, and we are onto the book of Psalm. I think the most refreshing book in the Bible, the book of Psalm, where David and others have written poetry about their feelings about what's going on with the tribe of Judah at this time, what's going on with the children of Israel, like the descendants. Remember, this is thousands of years later. They are writing in poetry about how they feel about the enemies that are around them. They're calling on their God to deliver them, to allow Israel to be reestablished, to allow the children of Israel to come back together, because by now they are separated. They are gone astray. They are gone to other countries, married to other people, gone to new traditions. There is no kingdom really at this point, and they are begging God to step in on their behalf and allow their society to be reestablished in His name. And so this morning we are going to be reading Psalm 21 through, is it 21 through 30? I believe. Yeah, so come along with me, guys. Get your book Bible or your Google Bible and read along with me. Let us begin. Psalm chapter 21. It says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. Uh-oh, someone called me. Oh, that's when I was on the street. Psalm 21. Psalm 21 says, the king shall joy in thy strength. The king shall joy. Anyway, we have found some. It's okay. We have found some grammar errors in the Bible, but that's fine. The king shall. I'm going to say rejoice. The Bible says joy, but I'm going to say rejoice just to make it grammatically correct. The king shall rejoice in thy strength, O Lord, and in thy salvation how greatly shall he rejoice. Thou hast given him his heart's desire, and hast not withholden the request of his lips. For thou preventest him with the blessings of goodness. Thou settest a crown of pure gold on his head. He asked life of thee, and thou gavest it to him, even length of days forever and ever. His glory is great in thy salvation. Honor and majesty hast thou laid upon him. For thou hast made him most blessed forever. Thou hast made him exceedingly glad with thy countenance. For the king trusteth in the Lord, and through the mercy of the Most High he shall not be moved. Thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. Thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they intended evil against thee, they imagined a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform. Therefore shalt thou make them turn their back. When thou shalt make ready thine arrows upon thy strings against the face of them. Verse 13, this is the last verse of chapter 21. Be thou exalted, Lord, in thine own strength. So we will sing and praise thy power. Here ends the reading of Psalm chapter 21. Now, we are going to be moving on to Psalm chapter 22. And most of the chapters in the book of Psalm are really prayers, they're really prayers of David and others as they cry out to their God for help. Let us continue. Psalm chapter 22. And the foreword says, to the chief musician, upon Ahijah Shahar, a psalm of David. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? Why art thou so far from helping me, and from the words of my roaring? O my God, I cry in the daytime, but thou hearest not, and in the night season, and am not silent. But thou art holy, O thou that inhabitest the praises of Israel. Our fathers trusted in thee. They trusted, and thou didst deliver them. They cried unto thee, and were delivered. They trusted in thee, and were not confounded. But I am a worm, and no man, a reproach of men, and despised of the people. All they that see me laugh me to scorn. No, where that term come from, laughing people to scorn. They shoot out the lip. They shake the head, saying, he trusted. My Jamaican people who are here, you know that as Jamaicans, when we want to talk about somebody but we don't want them to know we're talking about them, you know how we shoot out the lips? We pout out our lips at them. Well, who would have known? Who would have known that that was in the Bible? Who would have known? Because right here in Psalm 22 and verse 7 it says, all they that see me laugh me to scorn. They shoot out the lip. They shake the head, saying, he trusted on the Lord that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him, seeing he delighted in him. So that is some form of mockery. You stick out your lips at somebody because you don't want them to know you are talking about them, but really you are. And now verse 9 says, but thou art he that took me out of the womb. Thou didst make me hope when I was upon my mother's breast. I was cast upon thee from the womb. Thou art my God from my mother's belly. Be not far from me, for trouble is near, for there is none to help. Many bulls have compassed me. Strong bulls of Bashan have beset me around. Now, when he says the strong bulls of Bashan, he means the enemies. And remember, Bashan is sort of the opposing force. He is the quote unquote one of the false gods that the people around them worship, and a lot of the descendants of the children of Israel have also gone to worship. So here he's saying that the bulls, that means the enemies, the people who serve Bashan, they are surrounding us. They are about to deliver. They are about to consume us. Lord, please deliver us from their hands. Where's that plastic come from? But anyway, when we come back, let us continue. Let us continue. We're reading the book of Psalm chapter 22. Alright, sorry about that. I had to catch it. Alright. Let us continue. Psalm chapter 22 and verse 13. They gaped upon me with their mouths, as a ravening and a roaring lion. I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart is like wax, it is melted in the midst of my bowels. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue cleaveth to my jaws. And thou hast brought me into the dust of death. For dogs have compassed me, the assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. That's interesting. They pierced my hand and my feet. We are going to continue reading, but we are going to remember that. Let me write that. They pierced my hands and my feet. Because when we get to the New Testament, where they're talking about Jesus being put on the cross, we're going to see how relevant this statement is. Because you see, this statement has come about hundreds of years before Jesus. Okay? They pierced my hands and my feet. That is verse 16. Verse 17 says, I may tell all my bones. They took and stare upon me. They part my garments among them, and cast lots upon my vesture. But be not thou far from me, O Lord, O my strength. Haste thee to help me. Deliver my soul from the sword, my darling from the power of the dog. Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns. I will declare thy name unto my brethren. In the midst of the congregation will I praise thee. Ye that fear the Lord, praise him. All ye the seed of Jacob, glorify him, and fear him, all ye the seed of Israel. For he hath not despised nor abhorred the affliction of the afflicted, neither hath he hid his face from him. But when he cried unto him, he heard. My praise shall be of thee in the great congregation. I will pay my vows before him that fear him. The meek shall eat and be satisfied. They shall praise the Lord that seek him. Your heart shall live forever. All the ends of the world shall remember and turn unto the Lord, and all the kindreds of the nations shall worship before thee. For the kingdom of the Lord's, and he is the governor among the nations. All they that be fat upon earth shall eat and worship. All they that go down to the dust shall bow before him, and none can keep alive his own soul. A seed shall serve him, it shall be accounted to the Lord for a generation. They shall come and shall declare his righteousness unto a people that shall be born, that he hath done this. Here ends the reading of Psalm chapter 22. We are going to move on to Psalm chapter 23. Now, the 23rd Psalm is a psalm that is taught to just about every Christian child during childhood. And it's a psalm that we have grown to know the words of without even looking in the Bible, because we have been taught to recite the 23rd Psalm over and over again since we were children. And so this morning, we are going to be reading the 23rd Psalm. Psalm 23, a Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Verse 6. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Here ends the reading of Psalm 23. If you are just coming into the live, guys, I want to say welcome. If you have not yet hit that like button, now is a good time to do so. Welcome to everybody who is in the live right now, and hope you are following me with your book Bible or even your Google Bible, whatever version of the Bible you are following me with. Follow me and write, and be sure to make notes. Now let's move on to Psalm chapter 24. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. For he hath founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord? Or who shall stand in his holy place? He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. He shall receive the blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation. this is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lifted up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, even lift them up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory. Here ends the reading of Psalm 24. And with that, we are going to be moving on to Psalm chapter 25. Psalm chapter 25. Unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul. O my God, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed. Let not my enemies triumph over me. Yea, yea, let none that wait on thee be ashamed. Let them be ashamed which transgress without cause. Show me thy ways, O Lord. Teach me thy paths. Lead me in thy truth, and teach me, for thou art the God of my salvation. On thee do I wait all the day. Remember, O Lord, thy tender mercies and thy loving kindness, for they have been ever of old, for they have been ever of old. Yeah, that's how the Bible says it. Verse 6 again. Remember, O Lord, thy tender mercies and thy loving kindnesses, for they have been ever of old. Anywho. Remember not the sins of my youth, nor my transgressions. According to thy mercy, remember thou me for thy goodness' sake, O Lord. Good and upright is the Lord, therefore will he teach sinners in the way. The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way. All the paths of the Lord are mercy and truth unto such as keep his covenant and his testimonies. For thy name's sake, O Lord, pardon mine iniquity, for it is great. What man is he that feareth the Lord? Him shall he teach in the way that he shall choose. His soul shall dwell at ease, and his seed shall inherit the earth. The secret of the Lord is with them that fear him, and he will shew them his covenant. Mine eyes are ever towards the Lord, for he shall pluck my feet out of the net. Turn thee unto me, and have mercy upon me, for I am desolate and afflicted. The troubles of my heart are enlarged. O bring thou me out of my distresses. Look upon my affliction and my pain, and forgive all my sins. Consider mine enemies, for they are many, and they hate me with cruel hatred. O keep my soul, and deliver me. Let me not be ashamed, for I put my trust in thee. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait on thee. Verse 22, and this is the last verse of Psalm chapter 25. Redeem Israel, O God, out of all his troubles. Now you hear these prayers. These prayers are going up to God, the God of Israel, for deliverance for the children of Israel, for the kingdom to be reestablished, for them to be able to come back together. In verse 22, it says, redeem Israel, O God, out of all his troubles. And these are like prayers that we pray whenever things are going well for people, you will hardly hear them pray. But whenever things are starting to go sour, that's when we are on our knees praying, 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 and praying and praying for the tides to turn in our favor. And I just think that if you believe in the power of prayer, you shouldn't just wait to pray whenever you are in problems. You should pray all the time, so that when you are in trouble, praying doesn't seem foreign to you. It would be something that you have done frequently, so you would be delighted to do it and not bum shuffle when you have to do it. Let's move on to the book of Psalm chapter 26. Psalm chapter 26. Judge me, O Lord, for I have walked in mine iniquity. I have trusted also in the Lord. Therefore I shall not slide. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart. For thy loving kindness is before mine eyes, and I have walked in thy truth. I have not sat with vain persons, neither will I go in with dissemblers. I have hated the congregation of evildoers, and will not sit with the wicked. I will wash my hands in innocency. So will I compass thine altar, O Lord, that I may publish with the voice of thanksgiving, and tell of all thy wondrous works. Lord, I have loved the habitation of thy house, and the place where thine honor dwelleth. Gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men. In those hands is mischief, and their right hand is full of bribes. But as for me, I will walk in mine integrity. Redeem me, and be merciful unto me. Verse 12. My foot stands in an evil place, and in the congregations will I bless the Lord. Here ends the reading of Psalm chapter 26. For those of you who are here, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I sincerely appreciate you for coming into the live. For those of you who have been coming here every morning, I sincerely appreciate you. And I hope you are following along with the reading of the Bible. Follow along with your book Bible, follow along with your Google Bible, because we are going to be continuing the reading all the way onto the book of Revelation. All right, let us move on. We're going to move on to Psalm chapter 27. Psalm chapter 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, come upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war shall rise against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. Hey Joseph, how are you doing, my love? Good to see you again. I hope you're having a great morning, my dear. Verse 4 of chapter 27 in the book of Psalms says, "One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. And now shall mine head be lifted up above mine enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yea, I will sing praises unto the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me, and answer me. When thou saidst, Seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, Thy face, Lord, will I seek. Hide not thy face far from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O God of my salvation. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies. Deliver me not over unto the will of mine enemies. For false witnesses are risen up against me, and such as breathe out cruelty. I had fainted, unless I had delivered to see. I had fainted, unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Oh, Joseph is about to get up and start the cooking. Well, I'm doing this reading. I'm doing the reading. When the reading is done, we're going to start the cooking at around 9 o'clock. We're going to start cooking breakfast, cooking, chatting, and connecting at 9 o'clock. Verse 14 of chapter 27 of the book of Psalms. Verse 13. Let's read verse 13. I had fainted, unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Verse 14 says, Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Here ends the reading of Psalm chapter 27. Welcome into the live, guys. Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning as we read the book of Psalms. We are going to move on to Psalm chapter 28. Unto thee will I cry, O Lord my rock, be not silent to me, lest, if thou be silent to me, I become like them that go down into the pit. Hear the voice of my supplications when I cry unto thee, when I lift up my hands towards thy holy oracle. Draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts. Give them according to their deeds, and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. Give them after the work of their hands. Render to them their desert. Because they regard not the works of the Lord, nor the operation of his hands, he shall destroy them and not build them up. Blessed be the Lord, because he hath heard the voice of my supplications. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusted in him, and I am helped. Therefore my heart greatly rejoices, and with my song will I praise him. The Lord is thy strength, and he is the saving strength of his anointed. Verse 9, and this is the last verse of chapter 28. Save thy people and bless thine inheritance. Feed them also and lift them up forever. Here ends the reading of Psalm chapter 28. Once again, I want to say thanks to you all for coming into the live. I sincerely appreciate you all. We are going to be reading the next chapter is going to be chapter 29. And guys, the book of Psalm is poetry and prayers. That's what the book of Psalm is. Poetry and prayers. None of those stories where you will have to be trying to pick sense out of nonsense, be trying to understand what is going on. These are prayers of the children of Israel, of prayers for David, poems for David, some written by David, some not. And these are prayers to the Lord for help in their time of trouble. If you notice, most of the chapters in the book of Psalm that we have read so far are chapters, most of the chapters, the content is where they're calling to their God for help. Help me, O God. Be there for me, O God. Let me not walk in the ways of the enemy. Bless me. Destroy the enemy. Destroy those who seek after my soul. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. All of these are basically the same. So let us move on to chapter 29. Another Psalm of David. And by the way, chapter 29 is our last chapter for today. Psalm chapter 29. Give unto the Lord, O ye mighty. Give unto the Lord glory and strength. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. The God of glory thundereth. The Lord is upon many waters. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. The voice of the Lord breaks the cedars. Yea, the Lord breaks the cedars of Lebanon. He maketh them also to skip like a calf, Lebanon and Syrian like a young unicorn. The voice of the Lord divides the flames of fire. The voice of the Lord shakes the wilderness. The Lord shakes the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord makes the hinds to calve, and discovers the forests, and in his temple doth everyone speak of his glory. The Lord sits upon the flood. Yea, the Lord sits king forever. Verse 11, and this is the last verse of chapter 29. The Lord will give strength unto his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace. Here ends the reading of Psalm chapter 29. And that brings us to the end of the Bible reading for this morning. When we come back tomorrow to the Bible, we will continue the reading of the book of Psalm, where we will read chapters 30. We will read chapters 30 through 32 tomorrow morning. So join me again tomorrow morning at 5. The reading is going to be earlier tomorrow morning because I work and I leave here maybe like at 6:20. Or I'm gotta leave earlier than that because school is in session, so there are going to be school buses that's going to hold up the traffic. So I will leave here maybe like 6:10. So we are going to do the reading from maybe around 4:30 Yeah, from around 4:30, we will do the reading tomorrow morning. I know many of you will be asleep, but the reading will be here on the channel. You can always go back to it and listen to it when you wake up. AG is here. Good morning, AG. How are you doing, my love? So good to see you. Welcome into the live. You come when the Bible reading is just about over, AG. But nonetheless, I am happy to see you. Good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by as always. I was watching you drive. I was watching you drive last night. You see what you and I have in common? The driving on the streets. We love those streets, huh? Yes. Oh, you are late. Better late than never. I'm still happy to see you. Thanks for coming. Good to see you. I hope you had a great night, my love. And at least you are awake, so you are up, and that is a great thing, because it wasn't guaranteed that any of us would have been awake this morning. We went to sleep not knowing what the next minute was going to hold, and we were able to sleep, go into a state of total unconsciousness, and then to come back to be able to wake up this morning. And for that, we are extremely, extremely grateful. And I want to say thanks to everybody. Uh, you know I love you. You know that. There is no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Sister Winsome is here. Sister Winsome, good morning to you, my sweetheart. How are you doing, Winsome? How is your morning going so far? I hope you're having a great morning. I didn't see many. That's why I know you all wake up late in the mornings. You all are late risers. Because look at it. I got up this morning and I did the walk. Who did I see on the walk this morning? I saw Joseph. I saw Joseph on the walk this morning. I saw Joseph on the walk this morning. I got up and did a nice little walk around the neighborhood. I walked about, I think it was like 2.5 miles. Not bad at all. I walked about 2.5 miles and then came back home. You're just waking up, Sister Winsome. Oh, you're just waking up. Well, I'm glad you woke up. I'm glad you woke up. That's a good thing. What AG said, AG, why you want to see me? You see me now, you happy? There I am, in all my glory. Yeah, there I am, in all my glory. Yeah. Good morning to you. Good morning, everybody. Oh, bless your heart, my love. Bless you. Yes, guys. So that is the end of no, but I come with the lovey-dovey business and mess up and corrupt the Bible reading, Even though in the Bible has a lot of love. I think Joe live far from you, can't just marry to him. But Sister Winsome, you not easy. You not, oh, you sell me out so. Oh, you sell me out so. You know, hear me and Joe have too many things in common. That would have never work. That would have never work. Trust me. When you and your partner have too many things in common, it no work out. and as for me, it no work out if me have the same thing in listen, me I go come back on the chat. But I want the Bible part of it to stay biblical. So I cut off the Bible part of it. And then we come back on chat. Come on now. Come on now. We have to have some principle. Oh, no behavior. Oh, no. You always are the man. Yeah, them must always have the man work for me, and no man to do it for me. So which man I go do it for me? Me not have no man to do it for me. If me want any man to do it for me, I pay me have to go pay them to do it for me. So therefore, when me not have money, me do it for myself. And I think that is only fair. What else am I gonna do? Gotta do what I gotta do by myself. And I love it. It's my form of exercise. Later on, after me done cook and do all those things, me I go cut the yard. Yeah? I don't know, so now come with me, come cut the yard. We're spending the whole Sunday together today. Yeah. I don't have no problem with that, do you? Right? Tell you I forgot to sit down. I can do any and everything. But AG, you can do any and everything for me. But where you there? Where you there? Tell me where you there. Okay. That answers the question. So I got to do it all by myself. Yeah? Yeah. I mean, I mind. What me can do, me do. What me can do, me just can do. Me just leave it alone. Right now, me have one thing to do when me might need to call in somebody to come do for me. Cause the one side of the kitchen sink a leak. Yeah. The side where I have the disposal. So me have to only use the other side. Not like this. I need that fixed ASAP. Right? But anyway, we're not talking about that right now. We'll come off of the live. Just say I'm out, Joseph. All is yours. As I love Joseph, you know. Joseph just so sweet and calm. Joseph now make a thing, but I am. Alright guys, so we're going to cut out this one and then come back. Remember, we have to come back with the cooking live. Alright, so give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna call back my son and then come back on the live.